Yes, I'm JunkYard Rat. Welcome to the JunkYard Rat Show. We made it to episode 5, and today we got from Vegas live comedian Jason Krychek.
What's up, y'all? Yes, I was formerly a stand-up comedian, and Jason Krychek was the name I went by. But tried to get rid of it, but people keep calling me that, so I guess, yeah, we'll just go with that.
You got another name you want to use now? Or?
Gothans. I go by Gothans now. It's something I've been working on for a couple of years, character persona type of thing.
How long did you do stand-up for?
About 5 years, something like that.
In Vegas?
Yeah, well, I mean, I started like in another place, a couple open mics, different places, and then when I really started, it was in Vegas in 2014.
Where did you start at? What city?
The first time I ever went on stage was Crackers Comedy Club in Indianapolis.
Oh.
An open mic. And to sign up for that, it was a 30-day wait to even get on stage. And then when you got there, it's a packed comedy club. So after the first time I did it, I thought that that's just how it went.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you got to wait 30 days every time you want to get on. So I didn't do it for a long time.
Why is it called Crackers? Is that still the name, or is it still called Crackers?
I guess like cracking people up. I mean,
you figured they would change that name?
White phone it. I don't know.
So how long you been in Vegas?
20 years this year.
20 years.
Here in 2003.
I spent Christmas in Vegas. I was just down there. What do you think about people coming down for Christmas in Vegas?
I think anybody can come if they want. And if they want to hang out, maybe we can come up with something. But if it's anywhere near the Strip, you can go fuck yourself.
You don't like the Strip?
No. Most people that live here don't. I mean, I don't even like the entire east side of the city. If I get over there, I'm like, okay, I gotta.
So how big is Vegas? What part of Vegas do you live in?
Okay. I live on the west side, on the outskirts of Summerlin. Summerlin's one of the nicer parts of town, but once again, I'm on the outskirts of that. So it's not a brag if it sounds like that.
Is there a casino you like, or?
Wait, what was the other question? Huh?
What's your favorite casino?
That's a good question. My actual favorite casino doesn't exist anymore.
Which one?
It was called Klondike. Huh?
The Klondike?
Yeah, there was this place called the Klondike. It was not the first ever built on the Strip, but if we were driving on the Strip, it was before Tropicana, and it was just a fucking dirt hole. And they had 99-cent roulette and blackjack. You could play for $1, or no, 10-cent roulette.
You gotta stop playing with your ball.
All day long, they had a fucking 99-cent breakfast, and you could just go in there and fuck off with no money. And that was my favorite place.
So, what do you sit on the ball, or do you like exercise with it, or?
Yeah, I do all sorts of shit on this. Sometimes I just get on here and see how long I can stay on it, and just do different stuff.
Damn, you gonna stand on it? That's crazy. You should be in Circus Soleil or something.
I mean, that's kind of similar to some stuff I do. I've always been either living with or friends with or working with performers for about 20 years now in Las Vegas. So that includes surf performers too. I didn't used to do this stuff. I only started doing this shit because a spinal injury, and I was walking on a cane, and I got tired of doing that, so I just started an insane exercise regimen.
What happened to your back? What happened?
I broke it when I was a teenager. No, not bad, but enough to fuck me up. Skateboarding. and then it kind of stayed in shape for a while after that, so it like didn't fuck with me. And then when I stopped skating, when I started skating for partying in my 20s, it went fucking downhill from there. About 28, the first time my back went out and started having to walk on a cane. 27 or 28.
Oh,
it was
yeah?
like that until my late 30s.
Yeah, you gotta put
I guess I'm just gonna have.
you gotta put the speaker
Do what?
closer to your mouth. Oh, so
Yeah, I'm sorry about this.
do you
You
still
know what?
skateboard
I'm
or
gonna switch off the Bluetooth.
do you still
I'm not
skateboard
used
or?
to. Here, let me switch over. There we go. We got audio?
Yeah, so how long are you still skateboarding?
No. No, I mean, I'd like to, but it's just one of those things. If I go out and do it, then that's going to be all of my time because I'm going to want to get it right. And I just don't have time for it or to deal with the injuries that will surely ensue if I try any of the shit that I used to do.
Did you move on to scooters or?
Move on to scooters?
Yeah, do you like race those scooters now? Do you play with them or?
No, I haven't fucked with the scooters at all. People are doing some gnarly shit on those. It was like the fun thing to make fun of for a while, and now you see what some of these kids are doing, and it's like, okay, maybe we are living in a simulation when people, like, you shouldn't just be able to flip your body in so many different directions on a little scooter
Yeah,
off
it's
of concrete
crazy.
onto other concrete like some of these kids can do. So there's not really a lot to make fun of anymore. I mean, I don't know. I had some Segway jokes for a while, but no one really uses those now. So.
Do you still get on stage once in a while or?
Not really. Last year I did a couple of times per request, but I didn't really want to. I never liked doing stand up. It was just something that I did at one point, and then people kept asking me to do it, so I did it, and it was just involved in the whole Vegas performer party lifestyle and shit, and touring and shit with it. It's just. I just don't care for any of the stuff attached to it anymore. So I just have no desire to do it.
You look like you should be in a band instead. You look like you're in a band.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Well, I mean, that's what I'm working on right now. Instead of just doing stand up, I'm here. I'll bring you guys in here. We are at, by the way, the studios I've been building for the last couple of years, little by little.
That's pretty sweet.
There's like my music setup for my little one-man band thing, playing the bass, drums, and keyboard. It's not set up right now. My co-host for another podcast that I do, we do that from over there. And then on this side of the room, little exhibition area. It's weird waiting on the camera to catch up here. And we'll have, just our friends over, which are mostly just other performers and shit. And we'll talk to them about what they do. Maybe if they want to do some of the stuff, whatever it may be. Just like I said, I don't do stand up anymore, but both me and my partner, we performed for a long time, and we just know so many fucking people. We're like, why don't we just get them to start coming over and recording it? So I'm just doing that now.
So are you a hood witch or?
Yes, I am the official hood witch of
How did you become a
the
hood
outskirts
witch?
of Summerlin.
Did you
This shirt
join
is from
cult, or?
a sponsor of mine called Blaspheme Boutique. They have an online store and a store in Vegas. They got a lot of witchy shit, satanic shit, black magic, just anything between apparel and books, decorations for your house. It's a fucking awesome place. And I had them print me up. They only made it for women. I was like, that's not okay. You better make a man one.
That's
And they did.
sexist.
And I look,
men are witches too, right?
Do what?
Men are witches too.
Yeah, exactly. There
Yeah.
you go. You doing?
So
I just gotta let someone know to be on camera if they walk by.
oh, your cat I just saw your cat walking by.
This is Marshmallow Socks. I'm watching him right now. We got 4 cats in the house right now.
Oh, really?
Um,
That's a big ass cat.
yeah, big handsome boy.
Hey, so for people who visit Vegas, what do you recommend that tourists really don't see? I mean, what is there to do in Vegas outside of the tourist areas?
That really all depends on what you're into. On the rare occasion I do go out, I'll get someone in passing that'll ask the same question, and I'd have to ask them questions first about what they like. Really, my preference here in Las Vegas is my house and studios. That's where I like to go and stay, but I'm definitely not recommending that for everyone.
That's true. When I was down there, there was some Barbie exhibit going on in a casino. What's up with that? Why?
A Barbie exhibit?
Yeah, they're having like a Barbie exhibit.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it was expensive though. I wanted to go, but it was expensive. Like that's just crazy. So what kind of weird?
Yeah.
What kind of weird stuff are you into in Vegas? Have you met any famous people?
Sure. Like I said, I've been involved in performing in one aspect or the other for a long time.
We're from the Bay Area, actually. We're comedians from the Bay Area, so.
Yeah, I've been up there. I had a memory pop up the other day. I did some spot back in, I think it was 2019. There was this comic from here, and I think he's got to be damn near one of the best comics on the planet. His name is Zach Wiseman.
I think I know Zach Wiseman. Yeah. Yeah.
But Zach Wiseman is content to just do heroin every day. A little bit of heroin, a little bit of meth. He's not secret about it. He just, if he didn't do that, he'd probably be a very famous comedian because he is just brilliant on the fucking stage. And just all this shit comes from real life fucking harshness of the shit he's been through, this thought pattern. He's a great comic. I don't even know if I want to waste my time talking about someone who's not going to keep going with it. Anyways, I did end up getting really high. I'm just realizing, see, you guys, I've been out of weed since last night because I haven't felt like going to the dispensary. And then I just smoked and it just hit me at once.
What dispensary?
We're going to talk about comedy and weed anyways, right?
What dispensary you go to?
I go to Nevada Made because it's, number one, it's the closest to me, and it's 24 hours. And of all the dispensaries I've been into,
is there a drive-through?
They're the nicest, the most helpful.
It has a drive-through?
That one doesn't have a drive-through. You can call in an order ahead, but I'm just like, I smoke too much weed to remember to do that.
Which is the one that's near it's right next door, a shooting gallery. You can go like rent like an Uzi or something. You can go smoke weed.
I don't know. There's a lot of different stuff, a lot of different options for shit they have now.
I went
that
to
definitely
one,
sounds like one of the things.
I went to one near the I forgot where the hell that one was. I went to one near the Trump Casino or the hotel. There's a dispensary out there.
Yeah. Okay. What you're talking about is those are the like the mega center ones. I don't know what else to call them.
Oh yeah, the mega centers. Yeah.
Ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those ones will do shit like events. Like a few days ago, one of them had Snoop Dogg come, and a regular dispensary can't announce something like that and then be able to manage what happens afterwards. So you can imagine how big they are.
Yeah.
to do some shit like that.
There's one that has like their own taxi service, isn't there? They have taxi services that'll take you down there to their dispensary.
Yeah. I had a buddy that he has a bike service. He was trying to get me to do it. It was because I was riding bikes a lot at a time. I was like, oh, I might as well, pull in some cash while I'm exercising. And what they did was they have the weed things on the side of it, and they ride around downtown and be like, hey, we'll take you to the weed up in. So there's bike taxis that do it too. I almost did it once, but I don't feel like breathing in exhaust all the time, to be honest.
It's not that bad. I mean, what about weed lounges? Are there any weed lounges in Las Vegas?
I heard that those were coming. I heard about a year or so ago about those, and it's a pretty dope idea, and it's fucking a long time. It might be out by now. Like I said, I'm not really the person to ask anymore about what is going on in Las Vegas, because I mostly just stay in. Like almost in 95% of the time, I'm just here in these studios. I don't go anywhere. I don't like places with people anymore.
Yeah, we're filming from San Francisco, where I don't know if you know. Yeah, we're out here in San Francisco, but yeah, like the whole weed game is getting crazy. What about psychedelics? Are mushrooms legalized?
Oh yeah.
Are you into
Oh
mushrooms?
yeah.
DMT?
Absolutely.
You like DMT?
I've only done DMT a few times, but I can really get into this one if you want to. If you want to go on this topic,
let's do
start
it.
walking back towards the.
How big is your place? It looks like it's huge. You're like an
It's
underground bunker.
It's an optical illusion.
Is it all purple or?
It's mostly black, and then I've got like this studio is pink, purple, and black.
Oh yeah.
The bathroom, this one is purple.
Ugh.
I use this for shows and stuff to do like just shower shows.
You do showers?
Random shit.
You do OnlyFans?
Like I do like wedding shows and jerk off upside down and shit like that.
Yeah, you do OnlyFans or?
Yeah, I have an OnlyFans, but I don't really fuck with it. Mostly just me and my girl have done like streaming stuff and then custom fetish videos and stuff like that.
Can you make money doing that or?
Yeah.
People order like videos of you and your girlfriend?
Yeah, or whoever we film with. We have studios here and we film with other people too.
Oh yeah. Did you go to the AVN Awards or?
We did not go this year. Usually, it's been fucked up because it getting real messed up this year. It was actually kind of a fucking disaster.
What happened?
The tickets were way overpriced, and they moved venues. So what happened when they moved venues is the other place seemed to be a lot more conservative, and they were like, "You can't wear your AVN shit here."
Where was it?
And so a bunch of performers or people involved in the industry came out here not knowing that, not packed for that, and everyone had to go from the airport and buy new outfits and shit. And they had like, I don't know.
Yeah, how does that happen? I mean, the AVN Awards should be like somewhere where you can just show up nude if you want, right? I mean,
it basically used to be when it was at the Hard Rock.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Where did they move it to?
Fuck, where was that?
Was it like the Virgin?
I'm drawing a blank on it. Hey! Oh, there you are. Where did they move the AVN to this year? Resorts World is what it is.
Yeah, that's like a brand new hotel, isn't it? It just opened up this year. Like brand new. It's a couple months old. I think it's supposed to be like Virgin. No, not Virgin, but like a Hilton hotel. It's brand new. But the AVN award should be like an open place. It shouldn't be like in a place that
Yeah,
that they start regulating.
because they had a booth set up there too, where they were giving out test strips for fentanyl
Oh
because
yeah.
a lot of people are gonna come here to Vegas. They're gonna do fucking coke. It's just the reality.
Well, coke and
And they were like,
fentanyl.
hey,
Are you?
they were like, hey, be safe. And then security came and like shut them down, like not nicely.
Oh.
Like you can't like, can't give those out here.
Yeah, you want to.
I don't know.
You gotta
It was
see
a
if your coke
disaster.
has got
AVN,
fentanyl in it, or it's to see if your cocaine has got
yeah,
fentanyl in it. Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah,
That's really dangerous. Like fentanyl is all over the streets here too. It seems like people would be careful about doing stuff like that, but it's like it's really popular and stuff. It's scary, but
yeah. I can't. I don't know why, but hey, you getting one of those fucking, especially in San Francisco. I saw a lot of it there, man.
oh
This
yeah,
was I couldn't believe like I was hanging out with Zach Weisman. Jesus Christ, man. First of all, we're staying in this house where he lives in a closet in a house full of comedians. I don't know if you know what house I'm talking
yeah.
about.
I
There's
think I
at
know.
least
It's
10
like
comics staying there at once.
it's yeah. I know. I think I know what you're talking about. I had friends that used to live in the house.
Yeah, he resided in a closet there
Yeah, I know.
during.
Yeah. What was the name of the? What was the name of the? I forgot the name of that crew, but yeah, I
Yeah,
used
me
to
too.
kick it there too. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a couple other Vegas comics in there too for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
But what I'm saying is, he was like, "I gotta go get drugs," and I'm like, "Okay, I'll give you a ride." Or actually, we hopped on the train or something, and I'm like, "Who are you going to?" And he was like, "What do you mean? Who am I? I'm just going to get them." I didn't know that you don't have to know a drug dealer, and you just walk around the streets,
Oh
and then
no.
people are just standing there. You
No.
just say what you want, and someone has the amounts ready. It was fucking wild.
Yeah, they got open drug markets here. There's one area, maybe a couple blocks away, that you can go there, and they're selling everything you want, everything you need. It's like, and it was like that 10, 15 years ago. Like the same spots, they stayed open drug markets. Yeah, it's crazy, but it's and you never see the police there. Like I see the police once in a while, but it's like it's openly done. Like, oh, we're gonna go, and half of San Francisco is like that. You can openly buy drugs in a lot of different places. Zach Weitzman is like a
And
problem child, though. He's like, so he was doing heroin and coke at the same time, or he was doing speedballs, or
yeah, speedballs. And he was just walking up to people and just, oh, yeah, this give him, I want 10 of this, 10 of that.
they don't got that in Vegas.
Well, I guess the point I was getting at is I can see how people end up in a fucking, if fentanyl slowly started getting into our shit, then they slowly started getting addicted. And I don't know. I'm glad I got off bullshit a long time ago. I don't have to
Yeah.
even worry about the problem anymore. I can't imagine why anybody still would do coke these days.
What's the name of those people who lived on Gary? Remember all the comedians who lived on Gary? That one place, a flop house? Yeah.
Are you asking me? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he stayed at the Sylvan House a couple of years ago.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So was it the Sylvan House you were in, or?
I don't remember. I just cannot recall.
So they don't have like open drug markets in Vegas, or?
No, not like that. Um,
It's hard out here to be a drug addict. Like you can't get away from it out here.
yeah, I know there's probably sections of town where it's like that. But like I said, I don't get out too far from my place. And there's the tunnels. There's the Vegas tunnels, if you know about those.
What are the Vegas tunnels?
600 miles of tunnels that go under Las Vegas all over the city. Some of them that they don't even know why they're there exactly, but they're just, there's been people living in them for quite some time. There's been some documentary makers that go down there and like check it out, try to get a little footage and show what it's like. It's insane.
That's where they hide all the money and stuff.
Yeah, people with like babies and shit down there that are growing up not knowing that the world is not a fucking sewer.
Yeah,
So yeah, I guess we got something in Vegas. It's underneath. It's probably grown a lot over the pandemic, especially. You asked about the size of Las Vegas.
yeah.
It was 1 million people, and then people from California moved here. Now it's 2 million, with doubled in size, population-wise, I guess.
Yeah,
And
and
it's
a lot of people are. Do you know Susan Maleta?
I do not.
Oh yeah, she's a friend of mine. She's a comedian. She moved to Vegas. Yeah, like Vegas is blowing up right now. People, is it still cheap or is it expensive now to live in? Californians have ruined the
Oh yeah,
economy everywhere though. We're the ones to
yeah.
blame.
The rent has gone up so insanely much. It's a lot of people aren't even able to manage, but like especially when all the California people move in here. Something you used to get for, you used to be able to get a 1 bedroom apartment for 900 or something somewhere. Now you're looking at 16 to 1900, or I don't know, just depending where. And that's not even the greatest part of town.
No,
So
it's Californians. We ruin the economy wherever we go. That's part of our job, you know. That's why we're
uh,
loved so much. People love to see us move to their town because they know the rent's gonna go up. That is crazy. Do you like
yeah,
gamble?
you Californians, you Californians are driving everybody to Texas. They're like, all right, y'all are going so far that way. I think we're just going to go really far that way. This
But
is what's
they all
happening.
move to Austin. Like they're not moving to Dallas or Houston. They all go to
Yeah,
Austin.
I want to check out.
It's like San Francisco and Texas and stuff, you know? Except it's the capital of Texas. Do you gamble a lot
It's like
or?
the Paris of Texas, aside from Paris, Texas.
Oh yeah, Paris, Texas. They made a movie about that, didn't they?
Uh, you got me. Sounds right.
So do you gamble or are you a big time gambler?
Uh, no, not a big time. I like playing on the slots. I'll play like these little Keno games, put in a five every now and then, and just sit there. It's a nice little meditation thing, I guess, just to watch the numbers and nothing like, oh, I'm gonna lose the rent or some shit like that.
You're
But
not you're not gonna bet
oh,
on the
I've
Super
done
Bowl?
I've definitely done that in the past while
Oh
drinking
yeah.
heavily. But no, typically I just like putting a few bucks in a machine, like at a gas station or something.
Is there a casino you go watch sporting events at?
I don't watch sports.
Oh, you don't watch
I never
sport?
really have. Never. Uh-uh.
What about the Super Bowl?
My buddy,
Huh?
my one of my good buddies that I've always hung out with has been a big sports nerd, and I would go sit with him a lot, and usually the station casinos, like Santa Fe Station is closest to me. So
Oh yeah, that's the one in
yeah, I guess
downtown, or isn't that one of them in downtown?
no, that's up in the northern part of town. The station casinos are off strip casinos.
Oh
There's
no,
like local casino stuff.
I thought there was one in
Um,
downtown though. I think I
a
went to
station casino, yeah. There's Main Street Station.
oh yeah, because I went
It's
to the buffet
technically
down
by the
there. I'm a buffet addict.
same.
You go to the
Yeah,
buffet?
I thought those come back.
Yeah, some of the buffets are back, but they're expensive. They're like $30, $40 for breakfast. I mean, it's outrageous what they charge. But I was there during Christmas. Do you know Oakland? You know the city of Oakland?
I don't know it personally, but I've heard of it.
Well, yeah, Oakland is right by us, maybe like a 20-minute drive. They actually legalized all psychedelics down there. They decriminalized them.
That's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah,
DMT. Yes,
DMT.
I have. I have done DMT a couple of times. One a little bit, the time a little bit before the pandemic, I felt something change in me, but it wasn't like it was like gradual. But I knew something was different. And as far as other psychedelics, I I've been cycling microdosing as much as I can, like for about a week or so. Uh, I'll take about a double microdose, and then I'll do that a couple of times a day. So a little dabbling into the fun part, but still keeping my foot in the we got to get shit done part.
Now,
That makes sense.
what's your dose? You do like a gram at a time, or less than that, or?
No, it wouldn't be that much. It would be. I don't weigh the shit honestly. I just go by little portions, or sometimes if I get it from a certain dude in the form of an edible, I'll know how much that is and break that apart.
What about acid?
Something like that.
Is there any good acid going
I'm not.
around?
I'm not a big fan of acid.
You don't like
Usually,
acid?
if it's, I like it all right. I tried to take it recently, and it didn't work.
Didn't work.
No, it worked on my girl. Actually, it made my girl was tripping for 2 days straight. She almost went insane. After the
Damn.
first day, she's like, "Why is this still happening?" Towards the end of the second day, she was like, "I can't do this anymore. This is goodbye, everyone." It's like, no, just get some sleep. It's going to be okay. And it didn't. The same acid, which I took 2 to 3 times as much as her, it did nothing to me. But I also do a lot of like DMT breathing. I've learned to release it in my own head. It takes a lot of practice, but I'm not even necessarily recommending learning how to do it because it can be kind of a dragon chasing type of thing, especially if you have an addict mentality like I do.
Oh,
But
it's addicting, or
what?
it's addicting to do all that?
Yeah, it definitely can be. Like, I mean, if you go to certain fitness places, boxing gyms, or whatever it may be, a lot of times you're going to find a lot of former addicts who just were like, okay, I can't do the bullshit anymore.
Yeah.
The only way to keep my mind off that is to focus as hard as I can on improving myself or my body or this one sport or skill or whatever it may be. People that are all in on that type of shit, a lot of time you'll find they're former addicts. And they're using that same mentality to fucking go far with something else instead.
Yeah, I know a lot
Yeah.
of former addicts that use weed to keep clean. Like, they went from doing hard drugs to marijuana. Is that a good
Yeah,
thing?
see, I never smoked weed until about 3 4 years ago.
Really?
So it was a weird thing. That marijuana was a gateway drug for me. It's just it went the other direction. Like it was a gateway back into shit I didn't need to be around.
Yeah. Not me. I started smoking weed at 19. I kind of just stayed with it. I kind of like, it's like
Yeah, I wish I had.
my only thing
I
that
definitely wish I
I
had it at a
stuck with
much younger
in
age.
life is comedy and weed. Like, that's what my whole life's been into. Like, either comedy or weed. Right now, it's more weed than comedy. So, do you grow your own weed, or do you grow?
I do not, but I was just thinking about it earlier. I was just trying to imagine which room I could turn into a grow room and if it would even be worth it if I did, if I could net enough, or if I just should just keep going to dispensary. I don't know.
I don't know. I think
It's like a whole other thing.
there's a lot of marijuana out there. I think it's hard. It's hard to really make a good living out of it these days. There's just so much of it out. Like, it's, yeah. I don't really go to dispensaries either. I go to sessions. Do you know what a sesh is?
No.
But I go to like pop up farmer markets for weed, like every week. So they have these farmer market things out here where they have a bunch of vendors who sell their weed,
Okay.
but you can't.
Yeah, I know what you.
Yeah, you
I
can't.
got invited to one of those recently. They do have those here,
Yeah,
but I
that's the
didn't
best
go.
place
And my
to
buddies
go.
that went, they were like, we had to run out because the cops came. I was like, oh well, I'm never going to one of those.
Yeah, I have
I'm too
all
old to
the
have the fucking cops, man. I'll just go to the dispensary and pay the extra.
like I think 5 or 6 years ago, I went to the Cannabis Cup, the High Times Cup. They had one in Las Vegas, but they decided to do it in like the Red Rock area, which is which is weird because it's like it's like a Native American area, and Native American areas are like federal land. So you can't legally smoke weed in them because the federal government hasn't legalized marijuana. So they wouldn't allow us to smoke.
Yeah.
They wouldn't allow us to smoke weed in this place at a High Times convention because they had it in this stupid ass place. And yeah, they were afraid of the
That's a
cops.
bummer.
Yeah, the cops are really bad in Vegas still about weed, you know. You figure that they would get with a program, you know? Let stuff just go.
Yeah, the stuff on reservations is weird. Um, I'm part of a reservation in Oregon, in Grand Ron, Oregon. Uh, they got a casino up there. I usually spend about a month every year or so on the reservation with my family up there. But the rules get kind of weird with federal laws. Them us being allowed to do certain things there, and then other shit like you said, like that, not being allowed. And then they recently, in the last few years, got their own police force for the town. So
That's
all,
better, you know?
tribal based.
Yeah, it was really
So
weird. They had like a whole, they could sell like fireworks. They had like a bunch of fireworks you could buy.
but I only like snakes and sparklers. The only ones I like.
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah,
gotta diversify.
it's
The JunkYard
crazy.
scene, you know.
You been to the Mom Museum or have you been to the,
No, I haven't. I have not been there.
it's kind of
I'm
weird.
not like, yeah. I used to never go to shit like that. I'm interested in shit like that, but I stay in so I don't go to it. But when I used to go out, my interest was, not cultural shit.
Yeah,
If it
like
wasn't screwing up I wasn't doing it.
the Mom Museum is like a waste of money. It's not even that fun, you know? I don't know why I went.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I don't know. Maybe
what's up with Vegas? Like
what's that?
they won't let Elvis get you married anymore. What's up with like
Really? I can't. Oh,
yeah,
I'm sorry, baby. I'm gonna brush my
yeah, when the
boy over here.
Elvis movie came out, the the family or whatever, the people who own the Elvis, who own Elvis, I don't know who owns Elvis, but they decided that they didn't want anybody like trademarking Elvis. They didn't want Elvis marrying people anymore. So they shut it
Mhm.
down.
That's weird. I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
well, you're never gonna stop the Elvis impersonators here.
There's a
Um,
lot of them. I mean, you ever dressed up as Elvis?
I do not. I,
No?
I I do not.
What
It's
about
not that I wouldn't. I just I mean, if you put an Elvis costume in front of me, I'll put it on. I'm not against it. It just hasn't come into my life, I guess.
what about those women that dress
Oh,
up
gee.
as showgirls and they want you to take pictures with them? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
What's up with
yeah. They just stand out there and be hot, and then try to take a picture with you, and then say you owe them money.
Yeah, how much did they charge anyway? Is it like $20
You know?
or
Yeah, I mean they make good. No, I'm not hating on them. I was just making a joke.
Oh
I
no, I'm
actually,
not hating on them either. Hey, if you
performers
can
and
make
stuff.
money, I'm down with it. But they're like everywhere. It's crazy. Like they were everywhere, and it's like, I mean, I've never had people want a picture with me that badly. It made me feel like I was important to them, you know? Like they care about
Uh,
me as a person, you know? But they never like, I always tell them, like, I don't take pictures, but if you follow me on Instagram, I'll follow you back, you know? There was one guy dressed up like a transformer. You know the
uh,
Transformers? There was one guy, he had the whole Transformer costume on, you know? And it was like, how
yeah,
the
those guys have been in the game for years. It started out one guy several years back. I saw you'd see the before TikTok videos and shit, but he'd stand up and then it'd get a little bit more elaborate. They keep building on their shit, making it a little more cool looking.
do they make their own costumes or do they buy
A
those
lot of
things?
them, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, you have to. I mean, if you consider what some of those costumes are, where would you buy it? And then getting something like that custom made is insanely expensive. I've had to deal a lot in mine and my wife's line of work uh, with costume shit, and it ain't fucking cheap. That's for sure. I've seen a lot of people, street performers, have to make theirs. Even even performers that make money touring all the time, have to make a decent living. They're like they just got to make their own shit. If you put it out to someone else, then you're looking at a certain kind of costume, 8, 9 grand, for something that fits you and works.
What kind of costumes do you guys buy? What kind of costumes do you make?
We don't really buy them. Uh, Penny Poison, who I'm referring to, um, she makes most of hers, or she'll get stuff from somewhere, or it'll be gifted or traded, or stuff like that. I guess every now and then buy something, uh, but it usually turns into something else, like make the costume bigger, whatever it may be. I have the Gotham's mask
Huh.
that I. So this is what I'm been working on doing performing in because I needed something sturdy and that would stay on. And
Yeah.
this was originally for a custom video we did many years back for a Friday the 13th
Huh.
parody porn, and so we dressed up like Freddy, and I fucked her face through this, and then I just held on to it. It's like I'm gonna make this my performer mask. I'm just gonna Satan it up a little bit. So it's still a work in progress.
So you
But
fucked your
yeah,
face wearing the mask.
yeah.
Do you-
And I'll do that on. Like I said, this is kind of I'm just setting up and get started doing my own uh, solo webcamming or just different webcamming stuff in here with this.
Is it hard to find
Uh,
customers for that, or how do you find
sure.
customers? Do you?
Well, you really got to promo yourself for starters.
How do you
Which is
do
getting a
that?
little more difficult. Twitter is the main place for that. I don't. I gave up my Twitter a few years back and lost my whole following,
Eh,
and I made one again about a year or so ago, and I can't just seem to catch ground on it again. But uh, that's the place where any kind of sex worker has to go to post stuff. It's going to be taken down and banned if there's anything close to that on other platforms. And even on Twitter, you'd get shadow banned for quite some time for certain stuff. But sometimes, like I'll look at, I mostly for Twitter's for other adult stuff.
yeah,
Sometimes I look at my timeline, I'm like, where the fuck's all the porn? And sometimes it's nothing but that. So it's just, sometimes they go through and shadow ban, and sometimes they'll relieve it. You know the shit that's going on with Twitter.
yeah.
So
I mean, Twitter.
that's typically only
Actually, we're a couple
adult
of blocks
performers.
from Twitter headquarters here. We're like 2 blocks from where Elon Musk
Oh
is right
yeah,
now. Yeah. Did you go to Twitter headquarters when you were down here? Like,
I did not.
Yeah, like Elon Musk is right around the corner. So, do you think Twitter's gonna ban porn, or are they gonna charge people to put on
No,
porn?
I I don't know. We're still figuring out what's going on with it. Like I said, my girl has been reliant on it for many years, and she's seeing a lot of stuff happen with it. We don't know
Her name's Penny
exactly how,
Poison,
but she seems to think everybody's fucked. She's like Elon is fucking us.
or
Uh, so I don't know.
I don't think Twitter's. Her name's Penny Poison. Your girlfriend?
Yeah, well, it's not a girlfriend. We've been together off and on for like 6 years, and we live together and work together,
Okay.
sex work together.
So, how do people like? Do you use Patreon or to? Where do you get your money from? Do they? Is it
No,
OnlyFans?
they block all that shit. Okay, most of the time, forms of payment they can come in a few different ways. There's usually the payment like through the webcamming host, like say for instance, Camshark's Stream8, something like that. The customers come and they make an account, they put a certain amount of money in their account, and they get gold or tokens or whatever the site has, and then they pay those out during your shows or for your custom videos or something like that. And then, of course, all those sites take a huge percent, anywhere from half to 80%. It's ridiculous. So a lot of the payment comes through that. There's also the option of Skype videos, um, or just sending them custom videos, and they can pay you directly through, like say, Cash App or something. But that stuff started getting more monitored. They started picking up on that shit, and if any banking system whatsoever suspects that it has anything to do with adult work, they will just cut it right the fuck off. So it gets tricky when it comes to that, getting payment sometimes. Sometimes you got to take it in the ass another way and take a large cut out of what you actually make, which just can get very frustrating. So um, there's also the option of hosting your own website and just producing all your own content and everything going through there. But that's which is one of the things I'm working towards at the moment. Which is, like I said, I've got 2 different studios in here, in which we use for adult stuff. Eventually, would just like to have everything set up to pay through the site. So there's some sex workers that have the problem of you know you can't just have them pay it right to your account because you don't want them to know your name. It just depends on whether or not you're willing to give that up.
So, what is
Yeah,
your
so
OnlyFans name? What's your OnlyFans name if people are looking for you?
Gothans. You can find me anywhere at Gothans. I have not. I'm going to tell y'all now. I have. It's free right now if y'all want to subscribe. Because I made it free because I haven't fucked with it. Because
Can you
I've been
spell that?
building and editing content.
Can you
I'm
spell,
waiting on that before I put shit on it. So
what's
uh,
can
you
you
can follow
spell
me
your
on there,
name?
Gothans,
Or,
Gothins.
what is your name? Gothans?
Gothins, yes. Same on Instagram and Twitter, which, like I said, I barely use Twitter. I'm going to try to make myself soon. I hate it, though.
Yeah, a lot of people got off Twitter because they don't like Elon Musk or but Twitter is not
That's
that
not.
bad. Everybody I know gets in trouble with Facebook, but I don't know why they hate Twitter. I've never been in trouble with Twitter. Have you or
Uh, no. Okay, I will give credit where credit is due. Twitter was the most, for me at least, the most amazing platform because it's where I learned how to write jokes. Because when I started thinking about comedy writing and what I wanted to get into, I got on there and then I found a crowd of people who were just doing one-liners. So I had to learn how to write something out in just very shortly and get as much punch as I could. So I started obsessing with that and doing pretty well at the time. But back then, you could say anything you wanted. It could be just, you know, beat a transsexual prostitute to death jokes, and then no one. You might get a couple of comments like, "Oh, you shouldn't say it," but now it's not like, you know, you're going to lose your job and banned. You know what I mean? You could say what the fuck ever back then.
Yeah, it's different now. Like they really check that. People like go in and they monitor. It's like it's
I don't think
crazy.
it. I think some of it's people. I mean, but what's worse is a lot of it's the AI bots. They're telling them what is good and what's bad, and then these bots are just in a static motion of sorting through it. Good, bad. No, with no discretion.
Yeah, Facebook
So
does that.
no,
Like
no humanity left.
Facebook does that like once in a while when I'm writing something on Facebook and I write a word, they're like, "Do you really want to use that word?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I want to use it." Oh,
It's
you don't want to use that word. Okay, I won't use that word. Like, yeah, it's that regulated that as soon as you put a word they don't like, they shut it down.
Are you sure that's a feature on Facebook and not a voice in your head?
No, that's Facebook. There's
Or,
like
oh, okay.
like oh, it's like if you make fun of your friends on Facebook, they'll come after you like you shouldn't be like that. You gotta be nice. You know? You don't wanna write that
Yeah.
word fuck. Fuck you. You don't wanna write fuck. Are you sure you wanna use that word? It's crazy. So how good is the money on
Yeah,
OnlyFans?
I try to ignore most of the shit on Facebook. I'm back on there because they have really good editing tools, really fun ones, and it's free storage. Meta is my storage bitch
Oh
now,
yeah?
is what I'm getting at. Just I can easily sort and save content without having to fucking figure it out on my iCloud or goddamn one of those others. Accidentally buying two of them. Now I got two Dropboxes.
Uh-huh.
I didn't even fucking want one, you know. So that is the storage spot now, I guess.
So how fast does OnlyFans pay you? Like, is it monthly that they send you money?
There's different ways. Like I said, I don't really use mine. My girl does hers. Once again, penny poison.
So but how fast do they send you the money once a month, or is it
You
done?
link your account up, and once you have a certain amount in there, like the minimum will be like 50. So once you get 50 into your account, you can press cash out, and then it takes 2-3 days. If it's a holiday, it could take longer. Or you can set it up to where when you just make a certain amount of direct deposit, there's a few different ways of payments, but it's all the shit, just like even everything's becoming like each other. Like I'm noticing the same things happening on the sex worker sites and apps as I do on the DoorDash worker app. It's
Hmm.
just like, all right, you can cash out. It seems to be all the same fucking thing.
I think it
Working the same
is.
way.
It's just yeah, a lot of banks aren't down with like the adult movie industry money, you know? The whole sex
Yeah,
worker. You'd think that they would
I've
just
been I've
leave your
been
money
writing
alone.
I've been writing up a piece about this because we've been dealing with this for a while because
Like
it's
PayPal,
getting
right?
more and more. Do what?
Like PayPal shut down a lot of accounts, right?
Yeah, yeah. Anything they think might be related. It's not even just that. These credit card companies. Uh, I don't know if most people know this, but what we're allowed to see and enjoy, even look at or make as adults is all determined by people who work at credit card companies. And they're just sitting there saying, okay, now we're not going to allow this, that, or the other. Like on OnlyFans, it's getting so out of control that, like, all right, they banned period stuff. Period stuff is getting banned in porn.
No period stuff.
I guess like it's not some people's thing, but to say it's fucking banned is insane. But that's not. They didn't stop there.
Periods are
They go as
beautiful,
far.
aren't they? I
There's
mean,
no water emoji, no blood emoji,
no
nothing,
blood.
because it can be misconstrued as piss. So you can't even use a little emoji now. And then someone at these fucking credit card companies is just sitting down and deciding this. I don't know. Like we can't process your money if you do this, so you can't do it. It's getting frustrating, I guess.
You can't pee on
Figuring
somebody
out
on
how to
OnlyFans?
make money
Or
in the
you can't pee on
sex
somebody
work.
in OnlyFans?
Do what?
You can't pee on anybody on OnlyFans anymore?
Nope.
They don't allow you
Nope.
to like.
Nope. You can't even close your eyes for a few seconds and look like you're asleep.
You can't do that
It's
either.
going to get to the point where they're like, okay, the only thing you're allowed to do is partially show your face while motionless under a blanket or some shit.
That's actually my New Year's resolution. I decided not to pay for porn this year. I decided
How much
decided
you spend on porn?
no more. I've never found an OnlyFans page that I thought is worth it. You know, a lot of these OnlyFans you get
Yeah.
excited about. You go in there like it's like boring after a while. You're like, it's almost like its own addiction.
It just it just depends on what somebody likes. A lot of people get on there and you're like, check it out, and then you're like, you ain't really doing nothing. I mean, you're showing a little bit, but you want me to pay for this?
Yeah.
This is.
I mean, they get mad too. Like they get all like, oh, they all no, you gotta send me some money. It's like it becomes part of their whole thing. I've known a couple female comedians who got into
It
OnlyFans.
gets real weird when people turn like that. I see some other sex workers posting shit like, why are you even talking to me if you ain't got money or this, that, or I'm like, these people have completely lost their personal sexuality. It's only for money. They're never going to actually enjoy sex or make a real fucking connection with anybody because to them, sex equals money. And if it doesn't, then they're wasting their time. If that's what you want to do, hey, go to the fucking top like that, but you're not going to have a meaningful relationship.
Yeah, it's like the people who pass out those cards on the street in Vegas. You know the prostitution cards.
Yeah. They're called porn snappers. They sit there and they try to hand them out to you. I
Yeah,
haven't seen it in a long time, but like I said, I haven't been to the strip in a long time either.
yeah, I
They got
didn't see
different
that
ways of
many last
acting
time I
out.
was there, but that's one of my hobbies, like collecting those.
Yeah,
I thought,
yeah. I did that the first several years I was here. Used to have a nice collection of them. I'd sort them out into like different types and shit.
who are
If I
those
still had them,
companies?
we'd create a game out of it.
Oh yeah,
But
were those like whorehouses or what? Were they like
drag queens, I don't know.
were they like real companies or was it like the Bunny Ranch or?
Those were okay. Those could be several different things. It's technically not legal in Clark County, so you got to go out to Pahrump. It's the closest place outside of the county, which is about an hour. However, a lot of those cards are for escorts to come, and they get away with it. Well, they don't really get away with it. Sometimes by just being like, okay, it's just a date or whatever it is.
No,
I don't
Las
know.
Vegas.
I never looked too much into that because I'm not one to pay for sex. I just can't bring myself to.
No, Las Vegas is in Clark County itself, right? But the Bunny
Yeah.
Ranch and all those places are not located in the county at all. You got to go outside, right?
Yeah, out to Pahrump.
Yeah, like why isn't they don't legalize it in Las Vegas? Why is it?
I used to know the answer to this, but I don't now. I don't know. My girl, she's busy right now, camming.
That's
She's
true.
working. So otherwise, I'd get her in here, and she could tell you literally anything you need to know about any sex work. She's been in the business for a decade and a half. So
Hey, so did you like decorate your roof too, or
yeah,
did you paint
yeah.
that, or is that like what is that? Is that lights or?
It's just it's the soundproofing.
Oh yeah.
I'll go slow. It's a little choppy.
You could survive like a nuclear bomb in that place. Is that like a nuclear silo or something?
Yeah, I've been told my place looks like if what's his Tim Burton redid Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Yeah. That was a good show.
Yeah, I got the hall like. Yeah, even I got the hall like that too. You can see with it up and down. Is that working out? Or is that getting fucked up? Yeah. So yeah, I'm coming here and work out.
Yeah. Damn, you can actually walk.
Wow.
That's pretty good. Were you like a gymnast or something?
I just do a lot of mobility training. Like I said, I got to the point where I couldn't walk when I was headed towards a wheelchair. So I just started moving my body a lot to see which way I could, how I could expand my range of motion. I just kept doing it, kept getting better at it.
Because of your back problem? You thought you were
Yeah,
gonna
but
end
if
up.
I don't do that stuff on a regular basis, my back will go back out. Like if
Ugh.
I stop working out after about a month, I'll be holding my back. I won't be able to I'll be going towards the so I got to work out constantly, or you know.
But you don't go to the
Shit will suck.
gym. You just work out at home.
No, I go to the gym too.
Oh, you got a gym membership? Is there some weird gym
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Vegas?
No, just a regular gym. They do have a yard that I like. I don't use the workout equipment really. They have a yard space with like a jungle gym, yoga balls, medicine balls, kettlebells, resistance bands, that sort of thing. I'll use that, but mostly I use the steam room. The same shit you just saw me doing in the hall, I go in the steam room and do that. And cycle in and out of there for an hour or two. I was doing that every day, but the fucking steam room at the one by me got fucked up. They don't know how to maintain their shit. So yeah, I mostly work out at home. I started doing that during the pandemic when gyms were closed anyways. And also played, everywhere else was closed. So I started doing like, working on like parkour type of stuff, since there was just no one out anyways. And I would go out and fucking do DoorDash delivery or whatever it may be. So I would just be at these empty buildings, climbing on them all the time and learning how to do that. Doing like Jackie Chan training shit.
You like doing DoorDash? Is it weird going to people's houses and delivering, or?
No, I fucking hate it. It's goddamn but I'm working. I started a series yesterday. I've been trying to plan out how to do it, but I just started live streaming. If you want to check that out, it's the Ninja Element on Instagram. Basically, what I'm doing on that is I'm live streaming my DoorDashes.
Oh yeah.
And I'm coming back later, and I'm cutting and editing all the stuff and adding in a lot of different shit. If you want to watch it live, you can do it on there. What I'll be doing, because there's a lot of other performers or DoorDash drivers or Uber drivers or something like that, even ones that, successful. I've seen them fucking, all right, I got to do something, so they'll pick up the slack with that. So I want to have people like that ride around with me in my Ninja Element, which is a Honda Element, and just do deliveries. I'm doing it with no regards to whether or not I lose or get deactivated. But I'm going to get some good content out of it. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting fucked in the ass a lot on it. So I started to think as like, all right, maybe if I just think of it as an opportunity to get content, and I happen to be getting $3 for going to Walgreens for some piece of shit,
What's the weirdest thing you've taken to somebody?
Oh.
You can order anything on DoorDash.
The what?
What's like the weirdest person you had to deliver to?
Okay, that's a different question. Okay, Portland. I started out doing a lot of this. I told you I spent a lot of time on my reservation in Oregon.
Oh yeah.
So what I would do, but I spent several months up there one year. And what I would do is I would drive to Oregon and sleep in my car, or drive to Portland and sleep in my car. And then while I was awake, I would just do deliveries. And I would get like 100 of them done in a weekend and make, like $1,000. And one time I was delivering ice cream, and this dude just like, I didn't get a chance to bring it at all. He just runs up to my fucking car window. You get the ice cream? I got my spoon. Just like trying to get in my window. I'm like, dude, he was obviously on way too many psychedelics, and then he was maybe early 20s at most, and then he walks up onto the porch into the arms of what has to be a 55-year-old woman that doesn't look like they should be together socially, even if their age is the same, and just right into her arm. It was a very weird thing that I just always remember from Portland. But hey, it's fucking Portland. What a how sad is that? Have you been to Portland?
Yeah, a friend of mine lives in Vancouver, Washington, which is like 20 minutes from Portland. Yeah, I've been to Portland. Portland's like crazy and stuff. But you know, a lot of crackheads, they love ice cream. So yeah, I never understood why the crackheads love ice cream, but yeah, that's why
It's probably soothing to your throat. Have you ever done crack?
no, I've never done crack.
I mean, the first time I ever did crack, I was with my dad. But
The
so it's only,
first time
it's only been a couple of times. But now that you mention it, I definitely could have used some ice cream.
oh
I
yeah,
definitely could have used some ice cream. So
now
I get
you
it.
know. Now maybe that's why you didn't like it. There was no ice cream.
That's probably why I didn't like it.
How did
You're
you
right.
how did you end up doing crack with your
Oh.
father?
The people in crack get the bad rap, but it's because they're not doing it with ice cream.
You see? How did you end up doing
We
crack
saw
with your
the
father
crack
though?
crisis here on the JunkYard Rats today. The crack crisis from the 80s has been solved.
Oh yeah. I'm 50 years old. I know all about the crack epidemic
You're-
and all that. I mean,
You're how old?
I'm 50. I'm actually 50. I turned 50 last year.
Oh,
How
that
old are you?
feel?
Huh?
You turned 50.
I turned 50 in 2022. I expected to have a big party, but nobody gave a fuck. You spent all your
I turned
life.
40
Oh
a
yeah.
couple of years ago.
You spent all your life thinking about your 50th birthday party, and it turns out nobody gives a fuck about it, you know? Nobody cared. I wanted a mariachi band. I wanted a
I
surprise.
know my 50th birthday is all I've ever thought about.
Oh, yeah?
So it lives up to what I've built up in my head. You're not giving me much hope that it's going to be a good one, though.
People don't care.
So.
It's like a big milestone in your life.
They do not. They absolutely do not.
Nah. How did you end up doing crack with your father?
Good question. He used to do crack, and then he was in prison for a long time, and then he dabbled in it a little bit. We were out in Texas. He was living in a trailer in my aunt's yard before he moved back to the reservation. And boy, that's a whole different talk. A lot of people from the reservation are just stuck on opiates or drugs or whatever it may be. Not good shit. It's not great there. Aside from the point, one day he was like, hey, I got some crack. I'm like, what? And I was like, I think I was drunk. We were probably both drunk. Like, all right, let's do it. And I tried it, and I was like, this sucks. That's pretty much it. I don't know how much detail you want me to go into, but I've thought about how to explain it more so entertainingly. I just haven't got around to wording it properly yet.
Did your father go clean or?
No, my father is on his deathbed as we speak.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not
I'm
good.
supposed to go to the reservation. Hey, what's up, baby?
So are you
You
part
want
of
to say
the...
hi real quick? You look pretty.
Somebody wanted me to do a rush.
Oh yeah, bring her in.
Hold on. I'm going to introduce y'all to Penny Poison here.
Eating a bunch of
She's getting ready for a show right now. And here's a section where she was doing on a show we were doing called Pussy Talk, because you had a lot of sex work questions anyways. One day we'll get the content of that sorted. I'm sitting here blocking her.
Hi.
We'll
How
get
you
that
doing?
edited up eventually and do some more segments of Pussy Talk. Y'all can find out more about pussy.
I
What's
know.
going on?
We're looking for a pussy expert on this show. Who knows more about Pussy the cat?
Okay, is it
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
is it
we'll put that
actually
down.
is it a discussion about cats or is it a discussion about pussy?
I figure it's about pussy, not cat.
It's a discussion about pussy from people who love cats. So yeah, it's a bit of a
Gotcha.
crossover.
Yeah, I did that drive from the Bay Area to Seattle one time. That drive to Oregon is really nice in the summertime.
Oh yeah, it's fucking great. I've driven several different routes because like I said, I've gone back and forth from here to there a lot.
But
And
have you
every
done it
now
in
and
the
then I'll get a
winter?
chance to
Or
get up.
did you
The
drive
what?
that in the winter?
I've driven in the winter too. Yeah,
Is
I've
it?
driven all the way there and back on fucking ice through a lot of Northern California and Oregon. And it took me several days, but I had to get home. So
So are you part of the tribe or are you a member?
yeah. Confederated Tribes of Grand Ronde. It's Grand Ronde, Oregon. They got Spirit Mountain Casino out there, and we got like a little medical center and shit. Community centers,
Do you get
own
money?
schools and stuff like that.
Do they hook
What?
you up with money every month or?
Yeah. I get casino revenue per capita. It's called per capita revenue,
Oh,
and
so
also timber revenue. Yeah, I get my insurance paid for. The medical center on the reservation, everything is just completely free there. I like to go up there sometimes and just get medical shit out of the way, but it gets booked up at a time. It's boring stuff, but yeah.
so you get money to play in the
I
casino. You get
What?
money, but you got to go play in the casino. Is that it?
No, yeah. They actually make a lot of it back the first day because a lot of there's tribal members all over the world. There's a map of them. It's just we're spread out everywhere. But I mean, a lot of it's going to be closer to Oregon. But the ones that do live in Grand Ronde, they tend to go directly to the casino and put it into the machines. I mean, I've done it, not all of it, but I've got my check and then gambled $300-400 of it immediately. Just like, all right, I guess, oh well. Sometimes you win. I've done it before and then fucking doubled my per cap and walked out with several grand. So
So how far does your family go back in the reservation?
well, it was established back in the 50s or 48, I think. I feel like an ass for not knowing that. My grandmother, which is my dad's mom, she was basically born and raised there. When it was established as a reservation, it was taken over by Catholics. So she was raised very harsh. A lot of the people out there were raised by Catholics that were, converting them, as most of the settlers tried to do when they came here anyways. But it was very,
Like
we all know what
Mormons and
Catholics
stuff.
do. So it was very bad for her growing up there, but she started, she met a nice white guy and got out of the reservation. My grandpa is native in him too, but just not as much. I'm down to me. I'm pretty diluted. I have a ginger mother too, so that doesn't help
You have a ginger mother.
with my complexion very much.
She's like
What?
your mom's a real redhead, or
Yeah,
but
redhead as fuck.
that's not hereditary, so it's not like your whole family's got a bunch of redheads.
No. It's just anyway. What was the point I was getting at? Yeah, a redheaded stripper.
So
We'll get into that. That's a whole nother conversation. What was the question again?
do they have like big events in the reservation? Like, is there like a time of year where they have like,
yeah. There's a powwow every year in the summertime. I'm usually not up there in the summer though, so I'm usually there in the winter months.
yeah, because you can't miss the Vegas summer heat, right? I mean, you gotta be,
Yeah.
you can't escape the summer in Vegas, can
Honestly, I prefer the Vegas summer over the Oregon summer.
you?
I
Really?
do not like the humidity at all.
Yeah, I've never really been in Vegas during the summer, like 120 degrees, but
Oh, yeah, it's not nice.
nah.
It is not. You can't touch any. It's not just that you're hot. You also can't touch anything.
Yeah,
Everything's hot.
you can't even
And
be
a lot
outside.
hotter
You
than
can't be barefoot. You can't really escape it either, you know? That's the problem. He like
it's
that.
not AC.
So do you ever think about moving to the reservation full time?
Yes, I thought about it. I absolutely want to get out of this fucking hellmouth. I hate Las Vegas
Do
with
you
a
really?
passion. Uh, I have a son here, though, a teenage son,
Oh,
and I mean his mother together. So, in order to keep him, going back and forth between our houses on a regular basis, I got to be here.
yeah.
So he's going to turn 18 in a couple of years, and then uh, by that time, I'm going to be ready to post up somewhere else. I don't know if it's going to be the reservation, because although I do want to be up there for some obvious reasons, I'm just not that into Oregon anymore. There's some other places I might want to check out. I don't know. I don't know yet.
Yeah,
I'll
you
probably end up out in the middle of nowhere, somewhere near a decent
like Death
city or
Valley
town.
or something? You'll be in the valley,
No, not the
in
desert.
the
Not the
desert.
desert. I need somewhere with a little different weather. I need some green and some shrubbery. Like I like fucking crawling around in nature and jumping in trees and doing shit like that. And so I want to move somewhere near that kind of stuff to where I can just short hike to a fucking waterfall or some shit like that.
Oh, you want to be like in
Which
Vancouver or
we do
something?
have on the reservation. We do have that stuff. So which is why I might consider it. But
Oh, they
yeah,
got waterfalls in
it's
your
hard.
reservation, or
There's some areas near, not big, nothing like too fancy, but there's some cool areas with to fuck around in some natural water.
what about the ayahuasca? Does your tribe do ayahuasca? Or?
No, no. That's not really a Native American thing.
Oh no.
I do want to do that
Do they do
eventually, but
do they do something like that,
no,
or do they do psychedelics in your tribe? No, not at all.
no more than no more than anyone else in any other street situation would. Not like as a there's rituals with certain things there. I mean, there's always peyote. I never got way into that element of it up there. I'm starting to become more interested, but like I
Yeah, the
said, I got a whole
peyote's
other
fun.
situation going on up there with my dad right now. So
Have you done mescaline?
I have not. No,
Oh, I did mescaline a couple of times. That's really fun and stuff.
I've never came across it. A lot of drugs. I mean, I wouldn't do any of it now, but the old me, Jason Krychek, especially the comedian. If you put something in front of me, it was going in my face, and there was no questions asked. But
You're not like
so
Zach
yeah, I just have.
Weissman. You're not like Zach Weissman and his drug use.
Yeah, I was. He's more managed than I was, which is a weird thing to say. At least he kept like his spots. He just went at his little routine of going to pick up his thing, coming back, doing his thing, going on do. He had his fucked up life pretty managed. I did not. Mine was very wild and out of control with it.
He seems like a
So I
professional
looked up.
drug
I
addict.
hope I was at a point where I hope to one day be as together of a drug addict as Zach Weissman. But luckily, I passed it. So
Yeah, it's dangerous to. I don't know how people can be on that many drugs for years and
I
be
don't know
able
how I'm
to
not dead.
function. You know.
Seriously, it's of all the shit that I've done at one time, enough to kill plenty of people.
I just stuck with weed. Like, I mean, I've done some psychedelics, but I've never really like been involved in anything hard. Like, I've done some stuff, but even like mushrooms. I mean, I get my hands on mushrooms once in a while because it's like almost legalized out here. But even then, it's like, yeah. But Zach Weissman, he's on a different level. He's on a party.
Yeah.
He's I don't even know. They should open up a rehab in his name. I mean, not that he would go to rehab.
Zach Wise Rehab Center. That's, you know, if one day when I get a few extra million in the bank, we're pretending like that's going to happen. Yes, please, whatever that is. That pickle juice? Fuck yes.
I think we're all waiting for $1 million. Get my mansion in Nob Hill or something.
Yeah. Once I get a few extra million in the bank, I'm going to open me and you together. We'll put both our names on it, just on a plaque, but it's going to be called the Zach Weissman Center for people who want to do drugs good and other things good, or whatever.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to be on drugs, you know.
Maybe it'll be a relapse center. It's for people who got off drugs and they want to come and relapse.
Is he in
Switch it up a
Vegas
little
or
bit. That sounds very San Franciscan.
what comedy
like
clubs do
something-
you like in Vegas? Do you go to the clubs or?
I do not. I've been out a little bit. Like I said, I stopped about a year before the pandemic doing stand-up, and I did one pop-in show like a few days before it hit, or I went somewhere and it was like, you can do a spot. I was like, all right, and that was the last time. Since it's picked back up, I don't really know what's what now. My podcasting partner, he's out every night doing it, but so he tells me a little bit. He's dragged me out some. And like I said, I know there's Wise Guys. There's inside the Strat with LA Comedy Club, which moved to a different part of the Strat. It's way fucking nicer there. I'm actually looking into just getting a job there, just doing whatever,
Oh yeah,
just to get in the comedy club.
I stayed in
Maybe
the
I'll get that
strap.
feeling getting on stage.
I stayed there last year. I was in the strap. Yeah, that's one thing.
Yeah, did you go to LA Comedy Club?
No, I never even went to the comedy club. Like that, the place is so huge. I didn't even realize there's a whole amusement park inside that place. Like there's a whole amusement park area inside. I didn't
From
even.
the outside, pretty high. I mean, I'm not sure how you missed that one, but
Yeah, in the front. I don't know. I like the casinos. I like Vegas, but it's the resort fees are really like so damn high. It's almost like they're
Yeah.
jacking you, you
okay,
know?
here's my suggestion. If you're coming to Vegas and you don't want to spend too much money, you can stay with someone.
Yeah.
That's typically what I've always did. Or a lot of people, they're like, no, we already got a hotel. And it used to, I'd be like, fuck yeah, people coming to Vegas, they're ready to party. Let's go to their hotel. Because everyone used to come straight to me because I knew where to get everything they wanted to have a good time. So I used to be the guy that goes for it. But now I would suggest staying off strip unless you just want to walk around on the strip. If you can't afford it, stay with a buddy. But don't
Yeah.
expect them to come to the fucking strip with you.
I stayed in the Four Queens last year in downtown because they had no resort fee.
Yeah.
But it was so downtown
It
is
used to
so
be the
loud. It's almost like you were in a nightclub in a hotel.
Yeah, Fremont Street is way different than it used to be. It used to just be an open street that people walked up and down, and that was it.
Yeah,
And now it's like gated off. It's like a whole fucking thing now. Even with security, once every couple of weeks, somebody there gets shot and or killed randomly. It's another gang thing or just confrontation, just some bros drunk, and just I just said no, thank you. I'm not going down there.
oh yeah, I mean it's crazy. There's so many people. They got like 5 bands playing at once. It's packed, but people are so damn drunk. You know, I
Yeah,
can't.
I mean it is cool that they have those free live concerts. They'll have some good fucking acts sometimes. So
Yeah, they got some real good acts down there, but yeah, like the last time I was there, I stayed at Treasure Island, which is okay, but it's like surrounded by these expensive casinos. And I actually got busted. I was smoking a joint in the casino floor at Treasure Island.
oh shit. Hold that thought 1 second. I'm gonna grab my weed pipe.
Okay.
So talk to your audience.
How's everybody doing? I'm a Junkyard Rat. We're doing a live show from a Jason, from a comedian from, well, he's not a comedian now. He kind of evolved. How many? He evolved. Comedy was bad. He decided he'd rather do sex work than comedy. You know, comedy.
No, I decided I'd rather just produce than that.
Comedy's
By the way,
dirty. Comedy's
guys
like
are looking
dirty. Huh?
I said, by the way, what you guys are looking at is called Satanish Studios. It's just some of it's sex work, but that's not my main focus. That just makes money. Although I am
What's the name of your
putting more
studio?
into doing more elaborate shows and settings for that type of stuff.
What's your
I'm
name of
mostly
your
just here
studio?
to do like comedy and fitness videos, I guess.
What's your name of your studio?
Satanish Studios.
Satanic.
It's like Blackish,
Oh yeah.
but Satan, and a different kind of black, like black magic, you know.
Do you do
wait.
like seances in there?
Not necessarily. That's a whole nother thing to go into.
So
I do practice ritual and things of that sort. Sure.
like, what do you do? How do you practice your religion?
It's not necessarily a religion. It's more of a, I guess it's a spirituality thing. I guess you could call it. It's just the way I do it is just a self-connection thing, like shit yogis do or monks, except for I channel it through occult-related things. This is the best way to explain it.
Do you have the
Just
Satanic
finding
Bible or?
yourself and using that as a blueprint for, you know, achieving what you want to achieve.
Have you read
for
the
lack of a
Satanic
better way to
Bible?
I'm sorry, I have a little trouble hearing you.
Have you read the Satanic Bible?
Yeah, I haven't read all of it.
Oh yeah.
It's a little hard to get through. I do like a bit. See, I have it right. No, it's
Oh,
not.
you
right.
got your you
No,
got
it's
your.
not here.
I was reading at a Barnes and Noble one day, like years ago. I was reading a copy of Barnes and Noble. There we are, Anton LaVey. Yeah, he's like he's from the Bay Area. He's from San Francisco.
Yeah, yeah. He was a carnival. He grew up in the carnival playing the organ, and then watching people at church, seeing people at church saying one thing and then coming into the tents in the carnival to do the complete opposite what they were telling other people not to do. And he started to put things together that, like, we're supposed to sin. We're going to do it either way, embrace it. Is basically how that all gets started.
Do you go to like to a?
But I'm not associated with the Church of Satan, and definitely not associated with the Satanic Temple.
Where's the Satanic
Those,
Temple? Where is the Satanic Temple?
what is it?
No, where is it? Is there one in the? There's one in the Bay Area, isn't there? In Santa Cruz?
Yeah, they have several branches. The main one's in Salem, Oregon.
Have you
I'm
been
sure
there?
they have some in San Francisco too, but
Have you been?
I
to
try
there?
not to pay too much attention to them. They're all on a different type of track. I'm not a activist, and it seems to be infested with activism, and I'm not interested. I'm more about self-improvement than worrying about shit I ain't got no fucking control over and yelling at other people to change it. I got my own fucking problems to solve, you know?
That's what I'm thinking. You know, we got a couple of minutes left for this show. Would you like to plug
Alright.
anything, or what about your show? How can we find your podcast?
You can go on Instagram, Gothans
666. I've also been working with, you can follow The Paprika Show. I did about 12, 13 episodes. It was going to be a continuing podcast, but I've recently decided to just edit it up into a nice looking Tonight Show looking thing just from the podcast. So that's going to be a season of that, The Paprika Show, Freaky Friday. That you can see promos and clips from it constantly coming out on my page, but mostly The Paprika Show. You'll be seeing a lot of random content.
How do you spell
some of the other segments I'm doing
666?
on Gothams and at the Ninja Element.
Is it like
You can also follow me on Facebook at Jason Krychek,
how
but
do
I'm
you
not
spell
fucking
Gotham?
with that too much.
Is it
Gothams, the Prince of Dark Fitness.
Gothans? Gothans?
Gothins. Gothins is it's like David Goggins. It's a fitness influencer parody, is what Gothins is.
Oh, that's
If
great.
anyone knows who David Goggins is, the guy that always like stay hard and he runs ultra marathons and shit.
Yeah, I've known people like there's people who run like 7 marathons in 7 days. I mean, that's just nuts, you know? You run like 100 miles at a time.
When I started coming up with the persona and the character idea, I was training that hard. I was training 20 hours a day, every day for several months. I'd sleep 4 hours a night and get up and start going to a plank, and then just fucking start crawling around the house, go run, just not stop for until I collapsed. So yeah, I used to do that shit.
Well, thank
Very,
God you found
taxing.
something funner to do. Thank God you found marijuana.
Well, I basically just took all the shit I learned from that and learned and trying to figure out how to be creative with it, use it, as a talent, a skill set. Everyone wants me to get on stage. I'm not interested in doing stand-up, but I am interested in making people laugh. So I'm
yeah,
gonna produce the best shit I can. Regardless, I'm gonna produce what I want to see, pretty much.
that's the
Hopefully
one
other people
thing.
will like it. If not, I'm gonna have fucking fun doing it.
Yeah, the comedy business is like its own personal hell, you know? It's like its own personal hell. Well, thank you for being on the show. Thank you,
Yeah,
Jason.
man. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Gotham 666 and Perica.
Paprika,
Paprika.
like the spice. Paprika, the Paprika Show.
Do you
You can
smoke
find
the spice?
some of the
Can you
content on
smoke
there,
that,
but
or
got this.
can you smoke the paprika? Does it get you high, or
Huh?
does paprika get you high?
No. Paprika is a safe word for my co-host
Oh,
because he goes off on tangents, conspiracy theories and shit or whatever it may be, and people didn't want to be mean, so they gave him a safe word to tell him to shut up, and then we just based the podcast around that.
need a safe word. I mean, I gotta listen to that. I'm all about conspiracy theories. Can you tell me one new conspiracy theory you heard about?
It's not new, but my favorite one is that Michelle Obama has a dick.
I heard that about that she wasn't. Yeah, she's a man, and they kept wondering who the mother is of the 2 daughters and stuff. Yeah, I keep hearing that one, but
Yeah,
I don't know how.
I think that's a real fun because you'll see some people be like, "Oh, why would you even think about that? That's transphobic." I'm like, no, we're just examining what we're seeing in the people in the public eye. Do we see a dick? Doesn't have to be phobic. I just want to know if I'm seeing a dick, Michelle. That's it. All right, we'll end on Michelle Obama's dick, I guess.
To Michelle Obama's dick. Thank you for being on, Jason. Or Gotham 666.
Gotham 666.
I'll
We're
look you
Jason's
up next
fine.
time I'm in Vegas. I'm gonna go check you out.
Yeah, hit me up. We'll do a little recording.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I'm
J-Dog.
JunkYard Rat, and we are going bye-bye for a new episode. Come next Wednesday we got a new person in, and we got new tales and new drugs and new activity, and I need a Hood Witch t-shirt.
All right, I'll see if I can come up with some more. Hey, see if you can come across Zach Wiseman. If you can find Zach Wiseman and get him on your show, I will send a hooker to you
Okay,
for a thank you.
I'll do that.
I'll pay
look
for it.
him.
The hooker might be Zach Wiseman also,
Yeah,
but get him on.
I'll get him on. Thanks for being on. See you later.
See you later.
Bye.
Stay dark.
So he can hear you if he's still here, but nobody else can hear us.
Y'all still there?
There you go. Actually, they heard me for the last second.